There have been rumors for a long time that Samsung is working on a new type of folding phone called the Galaxy G Fold. People have been discussing the upcoming foldable phone, which is expected to be unveiled on July 9 at Galaxy Unpacked, and we now have a clearer indication of what's on the horizon. The Z Fold 7, along with a new set of Galaxy Watch upgrades and a more affordable Flip 7 FSD, are likely to be the main highlights during the Samsung announcement event. However, a double-hinge variant might capture the spotlight. Thanks to One UI 8, we can now get a better glimpse of this device. The software includes animations that appear to suggest a gadget with two hinges. Android Authority discovered these animations and explains how to use NFC on the phone, including the location of the chip. The Galaxy G Fold features three distinct back panels. From the rear view, the left panel houses the camera and NFC chip, the center panel displays the front screen, and the right panel appears to be blank. The folding mechanism differs from that of the Huawei Mate X, which folds in a Z shape. The right-hand panel is designed to fold inward toward the center of the device, becoming sandwiched between the display and the camera panel. This design is the reason for the name G Fold. Additionally, this configuration suggests that the external display functions as an independent screen, rather than just 1/3 of the primary screen, as seen with the Huawei phone. The advantage of this design is that the larger screen, estimated to be around 10 inches, can fold completely away without bending over any outer corners when the phone is closed. What makes the G Fold different from other tri-fold devices? The benefit of Huawei's folding mechanism is that it allows the phone to be used as 1, 2, or 3 panels. However, unless Samsung incorporates a two-way hinge on the G Fold, it may only enable the use of either the exterior display or the fully unfolded internal display. Currently, we don't have much information about Samsung's upcoming foldable phone. Although there has been speculation about the device for some time, relevant leaks have been scarce. Interestingly, Samsung also managed to keep the Galaxy S25 Edge under wraps for several months before its release. Samsung is preparing for a highly anticipated Galaxy Unpacked presentation, and we might be just days away from introducing a new category of smartphone with the Z Fold. Next, more Samsung Galaxy Tri-Fold specifications have leaked as One UI 8 offers us our first sight of its appearance, but it might be a bit before you can purchase it. We've been eagerly anticipating the arrival of the Samsung Tri-Fold phone since it was briefly teased back in January. However, a new rumor suggests that our wait isn't over yet. A leak related to One UI 8 has provided our first animated glimpse of the device. The information comes from the well-known tipster Jukanos Reeve, who highlights a significant detail. Mass production of the gadget is set to begin in September. This is what he stated. Report: Samsung to begin mass production of Tri-Fold phones in September. Product launch expected in Q4. He went ahead to say that Samsung Electronics will begin mass production of its Tri-Fold phone, a double-folding device, in September. The product is expected to be launched in the fourth quarter. This will be Samsung Electronics' first product of this type. Therefore, the focus will likely be on small volume production to gauge market reaction. Industry sources anticipate that Samsung Electronics will reveal some information about the Tri-Fold phone at the Galaxy Unpacked event in New York, USA, on September 9. This is necessary to generate market interest before mass production. There is a possibility that key specifications or parts of the design will be introduced. Small volume production in Gumi to highlight technology and brand image. According to industry sources on the 2nd, Samsung Electronics recently shared the mass production schedule for the Tri-Fold phone with its key component partners. While the production volume for September has not been precisely confirmed, it is reportedly extremely limited. Production will take place at Samsung Electronics' smartphone mother factory in Gumi. The September production volume will be supplied in small quantities, primarily to the domestic Korean and Chinese markets. With an expected price exceeding 4 million won, Samsung Electronics has opted for a strategy focused on highlighting its technological prowess and brand image rather than aggressive mass production. The reason for the limited production of trifold phones is the high production cost due to the complex form factor and expensive component combination, as well as the challenging yield management. There is also an underlying intention to gradually refine the production system while observing initial market reactions. Key partners, including Samsung Display, will also begin producing components for the trifold phone. Samsung Display plans to start mass production of OLED panels for the trifold phone in August, in line with Samsung Electronics' production schedule. Analysis suggests that Samsung Electronics' timing in introducing the trifold phone is a strategic move, acknowledging the technological competition with Chinese manufacturers. While Samsung Electronics has been a market leader since launching foldable phones in 2019, it is now facing rapid pursuit from Chinese companies. Huawei's pursuit, in particular, is formidable. Huawei launched the world's first double-folding trifold phone, the Mate X-T, in the Chinese market in September last year. In February of this year, the Mate X-T was launched globally. Sales reportedly exceeded 400,000 units within 2 months of its launch. Furthermore, Huawei is preparing to launch its second-generation trifold phone in the second half of this year. The industry anticipates that Huawei will have significantly enhanced the durability and performance of this new product. A display industry official commented on Samsung Electronics' trifold phone mass production, stating, "This move is more about highlighting their enduring technological capability than immediate sales. Given the extremely high price, it will likely take considerable time for the market to fully mature." Double-folding large screen, concentration of top-tier components. As Samsung Electronics' highest-end smartphone, it is expected to feature a large number of the best-in-class components currently available. Firstly, the display is expected to be Samsung Display's latest foldable OLED panel. Due to the unique trifold structure, which involves folding a single screen twice, it requires higher durability, thinner thickness, and greater flexibility compared to existing foldable phones. The display size will be approximately 10 inches, larger than the Galaxy Fold series. The application processor is highly likely to be Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite. A top-tier application processor is essential for stable implementation of high-resolution multi-displays, high refresh rates, and multitasking. It is also expected to feature a camera system on par with the Z Fold 7. However, the battery capacity is likely to be somewhat lower than competitors like Huawei. So Samsung Electronics has focused on achieving a thin form factor for the trifold phone. Due to its large screen and complex folding structure, the trifold phone faces significant internal space constraints and challenging heat management, limiting the adoption of a large capacity battery. Huawei, in contrast, opted for a strategy of maximizing power duration by incorporating a 5,600 mAh large capacity battery in its Mate X-T. This information indicates that the Samsung trifold phone should be ready for purchase sometime in the fourth quarter of 2025, specifically in October, November, or December. The rumor aligns with previous reports suggesting that the trifold will launch after the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7, which feature a single fold to divide the primary display into two panels. These foldable devices are expected to be unveiled during the upcoming Unpacked event on Wednesday, July 9, and will likely go on sale shortly after. Regarding pricing, a report from The Bell suggests that Samsung will produce only a limited number of these trifold phones, implying that it may serve more as a technology demonstration rather than a mass-market smartphone. There is also speculation about a high price point for the trifold, which is expected due to the technological complexity involved. This high cost may impact sales, with earlier estimates suggesting a price range of $3,000 to $3,500, which is approximately £2,195 to £2,560 or $4,560 Australian dollars to $5,320 Australian dollars. Furthermore, it has been noted that the Galaxy G Fold will only be available in South Korea and China. The Huawei Mate X-T trifold has already been released at a price comparable to that of £4-5 Pros. So it is not surprising that Samsung's version is expected to be costly. Currently, the Huawei device is available only in a limited number of Asian countries, which may hint at Samsung's market strategy. We can expect to hear more official details next Wednesday, and we will be covering the launch event live. According to The Bell, the Samsung Trifold is anticipated to feature a 10-inch screen and run on the Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU, consistent with earlier leaks. We won't have to wait much longer for the introduction of the Samsung Trifold phone, likely named the Samsung G Fold. A new rumor suggests it will share several features with the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. According to well-known tipster Panda Flash Pro, the speakers and the method they're built into the chassis will be identical across both foldables. Presumably, this won't be very dissimilar from the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 either. What's more, the hinge mechanism is allegedly going to be comparable on both handsets, and both should have a full flat body. We're guessing that means the bumps and creases will be minimal, which is something that's previously been speculated. No doubt this is going to save some money for Samsung, since they can utilize more of the same components across the Galaxy G Fold and the Z Fold 7, even if the former is going to feature an additional hinge and a third screen panel. Samsung has already teased a trifold device, so we know it's on the road, but we don't know much more about it officially. Brightness and wired charging rates are set to equal the existing versions, at 2,600 nits and 25 watt each. Unlike the Huawei Mate XT, the Samsung Trifold is said to fold inwards, which implies an exterior screen is required, as well as the primary display. The screens are supposedly going to measure 6.49 inches outer display and 9.96 inches inner display, corner to corner. The Z Fold 7 is generally slated to appear sometime in July, and it seems the G Fold will be completely introduced at the same time. However, it may not be on sale until later in the year and supply might be restricted. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.